Their goal is to make Christmas magical and memorable for kids in Nassau County who could use a little bit of cheer. Since 1995, the nonprofit organization Joy to the Children has raised money and helped economically disadvantaged kids and their families in Nassau County. This morning, we're pleased to be joined by Dawn Grant of Joy to the Children. Good morning, Dawn. Thank you so much for joining us. What's it like to see the smiles on the faces of the kids and the families when they come to this event?
It's really moving because these children are homeless or at risk of being homeless. So they can get teared up just for getting clothes. You know, some of the things that we actually take for advantage, they are thrilled to be receiving. So they get really emotional and it's really heartwarming. The party is on Christmas Day, so the gifts are given on Christmas Day to kids that would have likely not had Christmas otherwise. So that was part of the plan all along, was let's provide them a day with activities and entertainment and crafts and a meal and Santa and the pirates invade and then they get all these gifts, and they get a lot of gifts, things that they really need.
So you're Santa Claus.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You're Santa. You're a real life Santa.
Yeah.
How many kids and families will benefit from Joy to the Children this year? And if you could put a number, how many have been served over the years?
Yeah. So the very first year we did it, we had 30 kids. Now we average 160 to 190 kids every single year. And so it is our 29th year, whatever the math is on that. But yeah, we provide them, they get clothes that are picked out specifically for them. So we actually have a data sheet that has their favorite colors, their clothing sizes, their interests, their hobbies, toy wish lists, everything you could use to shop. And we actually shop specifically for that child and make sure they get new items, because we figure they're used to getting hand-me-downs or whatever. So they will get backpacks with school supplies, hygiene items, 3 clothes, outfits, jacket, underwear, socks, toys, pillows, sheets, blankets, everything that you could imagine that they might need that will help them.
How important is it to not only set up kids for success, giving them clean clothes and school supplies, but again, you know, a Barbie, you know, Legos, you know, Nerf, you know, guns and stuff, just fun things to also be a kid and a well-rounded childhood?
Well, these kids, again, they're homeless or at risk of being homeless, and what that means is they could be living in a hotel, they could be living at an aunt's house, a grandma's house, a friend's house, they're probably on the couch. If you imagine that kind of life, they probably don't have very many toys, they probably don't have clothes that, you know, that originally were theirs. A lot of times they're sleeping on mattresses that are on the floor, and several kids are on that mattress. They don't always have sheets. So, you know, it's very impactful to give them not only things that they can call their own and that are new, but things that they can, you know, play with and actually have fun and be kids under such a difficult situation.
Naturally, you're not doing this alone. How many people are involved in Joy to the Children?
Yeah, so we are a voluntary board. So I'm one of the co-founders. I've been involved since the very beginning, but our board consists of about 12 people usually, and they're volunteers. But throughout the year, the season more like, we have like a toy shopping event, we have a clothes shopping event, we have a wrapping party, we have a transport party, like we have a decorating party. All this leads up to the actual Christmas Day party. And in total, we have about 500 volunteers through December.
Naturally, we're going to get a lot of people who are interested in wanting to help and want to contribute in any way that they can. We're getting closer and closer to Christmas Day. For those people at home watching right now who want to help, how can they go about doing that?
Yeah, so we would love volunteers. joytothechildren.org. If you look at the top there, it says volunteer, and that's where you can actually sign up to different opportunities to volunteer. And you don't want to sign up sooner rather than later because they do fill up fast. One of the areas that we need the most help is called a family host. And what that means is that at the Christmas Day party, you're with one family and you're helping them to get their meals, to play with crafts, to go decorate cookies. You know, you're helping them go up to Santa and get their pictures taken, and then when they get their gifts. So it's a really rewarding, great way for people to spend the day. And that was one of the positives that we didn't really expect when we started this is, you know, there's a lot of volunteers that are recently divorced, empty nesting, recently widowed, and this ends up being a really special day for them too. So, being a family host is one of the things that people can sign up for.
And again, this is for kids and families in Nassau County specifically. How do you go about choosing the kids and the families in which to support?
Yeah, so we've tried different things over the years. We used to go to guidance counselors, and over the last 6 years, we've gone to the Nassau County School Board FIT program, which stands for Family in Transition. And those are the kids that are homeless or at risk of being homeless and already identified and already receiving services and help. And so the young lady there, gives me her caseload, and I'm able to then choose. And we usually choose kids 13 and under, because it is a real kid-friendly party. So 13 and under, and then including their siblings all the way up to 18. So we have 186 kids this year.
It's a massive amount of need, and you're doing fantastic work in the community. Dawn, thank you so much for coming in. Again, joytothechildren.org if you're interested in learning how to support them, help kids who need it in Nassau County. Dawn, thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah, we appreciate any donations and any help that we can get. Thank
Wonderful.
you.
And we'll have links to all that within this website story very shortly. We're back right after this.